Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Reality Budgets and my name is Victoria, and in today's video we are going to be doing our planning for 2022, or at least I'm going to be sharing how I'm going to go ahead and get myself organized for this year, what my goals are, and how I plan to achieve them. So I loved watching a lot of y'all's videos about your 2022 goals. So I figured let me just go ahead and share that with my team here. And before I get into that, I just want to say welcome or welcome back if you are an OG, an oldie but goodie. You know, I call you that on my channel. And if you're new here, I would love if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. We have a few good videos this month alone, so I'm really excited to share this with you. And I don't think that I did this at the beginning of my channel. So let's just get into this video. Okay, so first of all, if you see this book, you know that good thoughts, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So I'm one of those people that just kind of like brainstorms as I go, and I'll just randomly write down things, and then from there I build on that. So it all started with me taking out my breakdowns from some of my binders and then just writing down different things on each. So I figured the way that I wanted to set things up this year is, as I mentioned, my husband is now getting paid once a month. So he's getting paid monthly, and then I get paid bi-weekly. However, we were both blessed last year to have gotten a raise. So I'm gonna show you how we're going to plan on breaking everything down. This is something that we both agreed upon. And we also have my husband's supplemental income. So he has a bit of a side hustle that's going on as well. And I'm gonna show you what we plan to do with that. I think our goal this year is to tackle a lot of debt. So you will see a debt confession video from me as well. And that was definitely inspired by the crafty budgeter, Brittany. I appreciate how transparent she is, and I just wanted to be the same. So, you know, it holds you accountable. It helps people to feel like, you know, a little bit goes a long way, and to see those numbers go down, it's really inspirational. So what I decided to do was, with my husband's monthly income, we are going to be taking care of all of the expenses for the month. So basically what I did is I set up an account, and that's going to be the account that we just pay our expense. That is all going to get paid out of that account. So I will no longer be including like that section where I have the cash expenses, or I'm sorry, the electronic funds transfer expenses, unless it's for subscriptions, because the subscriptions will be coming out of my checks. So I figured, let me notate all of these subscriptions that we have to pay. And it looks like for the year, it's about $3,000. So what that entails are, again, this is just like a rough draft. I'll show you more, a bit more detail in my book. And then I will go ahead and digital plan with you in my next video, where I'm going to be monthly budgeting, just so you can see how everything will kind of play out. So what I think that I'm going to do is either I'm going to pay all of this in January, or I will, with my first check on the 15th in January, I might pay all of these, or I will pay at least half of them to bring that down, because you do get a discount if you can pay things up front. And then what I did was I incorporated a subscription envelope, where I will pay into that subscription envelope, or I'll take out and put money into it as we go, just so that next year I can go ahead and fully pay for everything in January. And every beginning of the year, I'll go ahead and pay the subscriptions out for the year. You get a break at least $30 or more for a lot of these subscriptions if you pay annually, or like pay it up front. And then monthly expenses are going to be coming out of my check as well. So monthly expenses are things like grocery, gas, giving. Y'all know for giving, that goes towards my mom's expenses. Pre-K, since my son is now in pre-K, you know, that is a monthly expense as well. Cash envelopes, that's going to be spending, beauty, dining out, the boys, and home goods. So I'm saying about $1,000 a month to go towards cash envelopes. Monthly expenses is about $2,205, and most of that is groceries, because, you know, with everything the cost of living is just increasing, and you know, our groceries are kind of getting up there. So that was just kind of like the rough draft, the brainstorming. And then from here, that's where I go ahead and get into my 2022 expense planning. I hope you can see this. If not, let me just kind of adjust the camera a bit. All right, I'm hoping you can see this, but basically what I did was I like to write pen to paper when I'm like planning everything for the year. Now, as we know, you can plan as much as you want and things can change. So this can change possibly within the year, who knows? But this is just me trying to plan the best that I can. So what I did was I created these subcategories. So first is our income source. Monthly, this is how much we'd be bringing in. This is with the side hustle that my husband has now. His pay and my pay. And then total monthly is about $12,000. And then the savings challenges that I will be planning to do are the scratch off saving challenges from Pink X Budgets. And that is, you know, I will show you how I structured my binders after this video, after this breakdown here. And then our total monthly expenses, as I mentioned, will be taken, you know, taken care of by my husband's check. And then total cash expenses were the $2,205. The total cash envelopes was $1,000, and I put the categories here. And then the total annual subscriptions, again, I said that I was thinking of paying it all in January, but we'll see how things work out. Again, there's like some fluctuation in terms of like the amounts here. So this is the best case scenario, just in case there's something that comes out. You know, I just want to kind of prepare for that. So $2,982 is the monthly subscriptions, or the yearly subscription funds. And then sinking funds, I will be putting $3,751 away monthly. And then this is for January because I'm going to be paying taxes, HOA, and daycare. It looks like we'll probably be stuffing for January $769 instead of the $3,751. But this again may change. It's subject to change. We'll see how everything works. Again, you could plan, but you also have to be okay with being able to juggle and switch things up to make sense for that month. I think the thing that has happened in the past with me is that I'll plan and then something like a wrench is thrown into the plans and then it takes me completely off. So I'm trying to be more flexible. You all should be more forgiving because things happen. So what I did at that point was, how I figured out how much I could put towards my sinking funds was I took the total monthly amount, I subtracted the monthly expenses, the total cash expenses, and the total cash envelopes. So all of those amounts were subtracted from the $12,000, and that left me with the $3,750 monthly that I should be able to put towards sinking funds. So again, this is all going to be a trial because I haven't put this into action yet, but we will see how it works out. And then we can always revisit at the beginning of next year to see what worked, what didn't work. Or we could even do that within like 6 months. So then what I did was I listed out all the categories here for my sinking funds. So as you all know, pretty much everything is the same that you've seen in on our channel. But the only thing I added different was subscriptions, and I think that is it. Yeah. So subscriptions is the only thing that I added in because again, I want to be able to prepay next year the, and miscellaneous decor, because I did find myself taking money from like Christmas and Thanksgiving to buy decorations or gifts, or like pulling out of different categories for decorations for like each holiday, because I'm into decorating. So I don't want it to be something that I don't like budget for. So I went ahead and listed it out. What I did was I put a year goal for each, and this is what I base like everything else off of. So I did a year goal, and then I divided that by 12, and that would be your monthly goal. And then I divided that by how many times I get paid, which would be divided by 2 because you get paid bi-weekly. And then that is where I got my paycheck amount. Or if you would just divide it by how many times you get paid. If this is the monthly amount, you would divide this by 4 if you get paid 4 times, 2 if you get paid 2 times, or 1, or you would just use your monthly goal if you get paid once a month. So a lot of it is going to be going towards debt, but I did want to budget for vacation, Christmas, the kids' sports, new furniture, so things like that. I also wanted to do this section here where I normally put my cash expenses, but I'm going to consider these more sinking funds because I want to do 2 months of mortgage payments and then 2 months of car payments, and then have like a baseline for utilities, at least 2 months in my sinking funds, so that I could use that to pay towards at the end of the year, to pay down my mortgage, my car, and my just have a buffer for utilities. So then what I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and fill out or show you how I use my planner to go ahead and start setting goals. So here I'll normally fill this out, and I'll probably do this off camera, but in terms of setting up my personal goals, family, heart and spirit goals, financial goals, work and career or study goals, I wanted to go ahead and fill this out. This is something different that I'm doing. Okay, so I figured I'll just write them out and then share it with you. So for personal goals, I want to focus more on myself. Weight loss goals, lose 30 pounds, spend more quality time with the family. I've been doing family game nights, which has been really fun. And, you know, that has been a lot of fun, and I want to make sure that I continue that on. And I want to read more. I want to just like pick a book a month and get through it. If not, at least every 2 months. I'm a slow reader, so, you know, at least reading a few books this year. Family, friends, and relationship goals. I want to have a date night at least once a month with my husband, because we've kind of gone through phases where we haven't done anything because we're just always, or we don't like to ask. So we have asked my mom if she would like to keep the kids at least once a month, and so that we can have our date nights. And she has agreed to that, which has been fantastic. And then have Sunday dinner with the family is another one of our family goals. Check in with friends at least once a month. I tend to normally just speak to my friends on the regular, but there are some who, you know, we're just busy and like everybody's schedule is different. But with what COVID has taught us is that like the people that mean the most to you are the people that you want to check in on. So definitely going to make sure that I check in with friends at least once a month, and then spend more valuable time with my mom. You know, we've started off the year great. She asked me, you know, a couple of times to go with her to run some errands, things like that, where you get to spend one-on-one time. That has been really nice. So I want to make sure that I make time at least a couple of times a month to spend valuable time with my mom, just her and I. And then heart and spirit goals, pray nightly with the kids, deepen my bond with God, and fast at least 2 times a year. And I got this idea from Beauty Budgets. So she mentioned something about fasting for 40 days and, you know, giving something up. And I thought that that was a really good idea to just deepen my bond with God and speak to him more often, because if you yearn for the thing that you're fasting you're fasting off of, that you turn to God. So thank you for sharing that tip or that, testimony with us. And financial goals, I'd like to save to do our floors upstairs, save at least 10K this year, complete at least 2 savings challenges. And I do have the Pink X Budgets savings challenge, the scratch off, and then to stay consistent. Consistency is key when you're trying to meet a goal. And then work, career, or study goals. I'd like to learn more about my clientele with the new line of, the new job that I have a new clientele base, and I need to learn more about that industry. And I'd like to help my husband build his brands for his new company and his side hustle right now, but eventually I would love to see that launch itself, and then reach 1.5K on YouTube or more, I should say plus. Y'all have been such a big part of me staying consistent, so I appreciate you all so much, and I'd love to see this family grow. And then become my own boss. That's something that I write every year, and eventually that will come to fruition. You'll see. I'm just gonna put accomplished by 2023. So that is it, y'all. Thank you for staying on this long video. But I did want to share my goals with y'all. I wanted to share what my plans are for this year and how I'm planning to set that up. The next video that you will see is likely to be a debt confession, so that you can see, I'll list out all of my debts and how much we owe. And we'll continue to track that on a monthly basis, and I'll show you the payments that are made and how we are paying down our debt. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.